What's happening? It's the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. And I'm your host. And boy, are you in for it. Hope everything is well. What's up? Hey, Ryan Bland, my dude. What's up? Still reeling from that awesome set you did last week at the Bowery Electric. You guys crushed it. What's up, Spiky? Yo, we're going to talk some gear today, Spiky. Some gear talk with our guest. Francis Sawyer, how you doing? Thank you for the kind words on YouTube. I saw that regarding Lori. Yo, Larry the Hunter, my dude, what's up? Haven't seen you in a minute. But you know what? You know what we're going to talk about today? I'll give you one guess what we're going to talk about today. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, Ake was good. So yeah, that's what's up. Satan's Taint. Yo, if you're going to name your band Satan's Taint, you better bring it. You know, Satan's Taint ain't like the motherfucking Indigo Girls. You know, Satan's Taint is coming at you. Ain't on some bullshit. No disrespect to the Indigo Girls. Yeah, it is Sunday. Yeah, we're going to talk we're going to talk metal. But we're going to talk music in general. I'm being vague. We're going to talk music. The tie that binds us together. The reason we're all here. You know? So that said, speaking of the reason we are all here, ladies and gentlemen, the Hardcore Shutterbug. What's up?
What's up?
What's that? What's that? Your dinner?
This is dinner. You know, I like to tenderize it first.
Yeah.
Before he scratches my eyes out.
You eat that thing, bro.
You know, rumor has it that the original name of the band was Indigo Taint, and then they changed it to the Indigo Girls.
Yeah. There you go.
This is cool. I'm excited. This is going to be fun today.
A beloved musician from the New York area who played in a very influential band and went on to do other great things. So
for sure. Very,
very cool. So
and it's great. Like I said, the last time I spoke to him was in 1987 at Sundance, and
at Sundance, Frank Cariola's Sundance in Bayshore, right?
Oh yeah.
You know, I've been in Bayshore a couple times recently too, because the ferry for Fire Island leaves out of Bayshore.
Yes, that's right.
You know, I've been going to Fire Island like a couple times.
You're like a beach bum now.
Let me tell you something, bro. We go to Fire Island and we don't even go out on the fucking beach, yo. Fuck the beach. We go, we just chill in the house and kind of do, try to get away from it. I'm working on my book,
There you go.
So Taint Talk. Annette Macaulay. Yeah, Taint Talk. Yep. Yeah, you know what? That's right. Rest in peace, Frank Cariola, and also Paulie Porkchops, who was a big part of the chat room of the show, passed away.
That's right. That's right.
Recently. Yo, weren't you? Did you? Hey, here you go. You were at a show last night, right?
I was. Yes, I was.
Name this artist that the Hardcore Shutterbug saw play last night. Here you go. Anybody know who this is? Come on now. Right answers only, please. Does anyone recognize this person? Everyone's like, huh? Yep. Come on, you friggin' bums. Oh, Joe Frank, who I saw last night, actually.
What's up, Joe Frank?
I saw Joe Frank last night. He said, it was great to see you and the wife last night. Listen, this is what I do. This is my thing now. If you want me to come see your band, this is what happens. I show up very early, way before your band's going to play. I'll say hi to you and I'll bullshit. I'll use the bathroom of the venue, bullshit with a couple other people, and then I'm out. I'm sure your fucking band is great, yo. But, like, I'm not trying to stand around.
What's your max? 2 songs? 3 songs?
I'm at like 3 songs now. I can watch your band for 3 songs. But you have to play at like 7:38. Like Rebelmatic was playing at 11 last night, and I was like, yeah, no way. All right, is it L7? No.
No.
Yes, it's Shirley. Is it Shirley?
Yes, Francis knows.
Garbage. Robert Hogg, singer for Garbage, Shirley.
Yeah, they played the Brooklyn Paramount last night.
Is that right? They headlined the Paramount.
Sold it out. It was with them and a band called Starcrawler, and they were talking about they're not gonna do any full extensive tours anymore after this, just limiting to shows. That, of course, is Butch Vig behind the drums.
Butch Vig, of course, produced a couple decent records.
Yeah, he might have a few points on a few records, and I mean, absolute legend, and and people don't even realize he's also a really good drummer too. I mean, but these guys, I've been shooting them for years and years, and just
are you friends with some of them?
I am. Well, my friend, a good friend of mine named Bill, is actually married to Shirley.
I knew you had some kind of personal connection.
Yeah, he is. They're great people, and he has been Butch's right-hand man for years at Smart Studios, and he's like the tech genius behind the scenes and everything. And really, I love this band. They're so unlike everything else, and I put her right up there with Debbie Harry and Patti Smith and people like that.
Is that right, Lori Dawn? She's my hero for telling some tall guy to move back and let the short ladies see the show. Is that right, Lori Dawn?
Yeah, there was some footage of her, and she was like, "Hey, guy, like move back a little bit. Move further back." It was awesome. To let some like short ladies there see her. Because it happens every time, right?
Yeah.
You get your spot. I'm like 5'1". It's like, dude, you're like 6'2".
It's amazing how guys will guys over 6 foot. Listen, if I have
no spatial awareness.
That's right.
If I had it my way, things would be first off when my regime after the coup d'etat and my regime takes over. First and foremost, if you come on the plane with a baby or a toddler, you sit in the fucking back, all the way in the back of the fucking plane. There'll be like 3 rows where like babies can be with them all the way in the fucking back of the plane.
Ages.
What's the point of spreading them around? You know what I mean? You're all that's a given. You sit in the fucking back, and you all can cry together back there.
Soundproof cages.
Listen, I don't care. The audience should go in size order. That's all I'm asking.
Right.
Is that too much? Just size order it.
Listen.
Yeah. It's funny because 2 shows ago at the Bowery, there was an incident because a 7-foot guy stood right in front of everybody.
Constantly.
With the hat.
Kenny Rayner.
Yeah.
And he's probably watching right now.
So,
yeah.
Hey, speaking of airplanes, next Sunday's episode, I will be coming to you from Sicily.
Is that right?
Yes, I will be in Sicily. I'm going back to the motherland for a week.
I'm like that too.
With the Pride family.
It was some real greaseball shit.
That's it. I will be in Messina and Taormina and Catania.
You're playing October 10th, right?
Yeah. Very excited for this with our good friend Will Romeo and Mark Allen Prince and a band called Red at Night, straight from Berlin. So
I'm hoping to make it out for this one. I think everybody on Long Island needs to if you're in reach of this place,
it's such a good place.
Check it out, support the Nautilus Roasting Company. Yeah.
It's a big weekend. That's Friday night. Saturday, I'm screening the Alago film at AC from the Misfits place. And then Sunday, we're headlining the Bowery.
Awesome. Yeah.
That's a stacked bill right there. Look at that.
Coming down for that. Yep.
I'm psyched to see Dead Blow Hammer again. It's been a while.
Kenny Rayner. Excuse me, Kenny. I'm not 7 feet. Please don't say my full name on YouTube. What are you in the fucking witness protection program, bro? From now on, you will be referenced as he whose name cannot be spoken. Don't say my name, bro. All right.
Don't worry.
You know what? You got it.
Watching.
You got it. I'm never saying your fucking name again. Jesus. All right. Hey, Lori, I'll bring you back on. I'll bring you back on the show later. I know you got some show and tell stuff. So
show and tell.
I'll see you a little bit later. Steven?
Yes, sir.
Well done, young man. And wait, one more shot from. Is this the? What are you getting like? What are you like, an artist? What is this?
Isn't that nice? I like that one.
Yeah.
That's Steve Marker. That's one of the guitar players.
Yeah.
I love the red silhouette. You know, they another band. This is another guy. Everyone else in the band are all producers. I mean, it's it's like 3 producers and a singer, and they're 30-something years in now already.
Right on. All right. I will talk to you soon.
I will be right here back watching.
That's right. This is it. You asked for it. You got it. The one, the only, often imitated, never duplicated, New York Hardcore Chronicles live. Still at it. Heading towards show 4,000. Actually, show 400 coming up. We are sponsored by the Texas Silver Rush, DTFM Vinyl Distro, Generation Records, 126 Hardcore Clothing, Woo Man of the Pit, and She Devil's Coven. She Devil's Coven is a female-owned entrepreneur business based out of Connecticut, the Constitution State. Owner Rachel King Keys handcrafts soil wax candles set for your intentions for your sanctuaries. She's accomplished a life goal dream since beauty school, debuting her artist showcase Hotties and Hellions that feature live bands, burlesque, sideshow acts, vendors, food trucks, and this year a live auction with all proceeds going to the mental health program Punk Rock Saves Lives. Catch her in the tri-state area doing her thing, slinging candles at events, and keep an eye out for her show coming to New York in the spring of 2026. You can find her on Etsy and on Instagram. That said, let's clear the deck and let's bring our guest on. Here we go. Clear. And away we go. Today's guest is an American guitarist and songwriter hailing from the borough of Staten Island in New York City. He is best known for his work with the bands The Dropouts, Response Negative, Cycle Sluts from Hell, Satan's Taint, Skrew, Grip Inc., Vio-lence, and of course, Overkill. Please welcome, coming at us from the Sunshine State of Florida, Mr. Bobby Gustafson. Hey, man.
Hey.
How's things?
Good.
How's sunny Florida?
Not so sunny lately.
Yeah.
Kind of a wet summer, but I don't mind that as long as it keeps those hurricanes away.
Is that a big concern where you are in Florida? Like that kind of that like weather that fucked up weather?
Yeah, I mean shit. I've been down here since '96. I've gone through a couple of them, couple close calls.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sucks when you know it's coming at you.
Yeah.
Kind of lucky though.
I mean, before we kind of get into the music stuff, are you an outdoors guy? Do you go fishing? Do you go out on the water and stuff like that?
Yeah. Sure.
And grow. And I'm kind of before we get into it, but when you grew up in Staten Island, were you like? Did you go out on the water and stuff like that? Was that part of you growing up out there?
Yeah, pretty much. We were kind of in walking distance to the beach. I remember going down to Nudo Beach with my mom. I'd go swimming, she'd go sunbathing.
Right.
Man, the water was probably not the greatest thing to be going. You'd see just a trail of brown going past you. You didn't know what the hell it was, but you went in it anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember just getting sunburned on the beach with her and crying at night because my back was all red, but we sat out there all day pre-sunburn. I mean, sunscreen.
Yeah, absolutely. So, hey, our friend Chris Canto says hi.
Oh, what's up, Chris?
Hey, Chris, we're coming to San Francisco in a couple weeks, so hopefully we'll see you.
Nice.
Let's chop it up a little bit, you and me. How did you come up? did you grow up in a musical household? How did music come into your life?
I mean, we had a piano in the living room. You know, I just used to, you know, pretty much just bang on it with my hands. My mom used to play, but she kind of refused to play all the time, so didn't really get much into that. My dad had a guitar under the bed that he tried to teach himself, but he kind of, I guess, gave that up. So I kind of used to fool around with that when I was really little. I knew my brother played drums. I mean, we were 10 years apart, so he probably gave that up before I could remember. But there was some drums down the basement. But I just, you know, I got into music, Sabbath and Zeppelin from his records, and I just knew I wanted to play.
From your brother's records?
Yeah. I mean, I was a good 8, 9 years old hearing, you know, Paranoid.
Yeah. That's older brother, older sister brings it into the house, right?
Yeah, always.
Was your dad a New York City police officer?
Yeah, he started out as a cop, and then they switched him over to the Port Authority.
Oh, wow.
So he started working the bridges and tunnels, and then he started they moved him over to the Twin Towers when it was still being built. So I used to go there with him on the weekends, you know, back in like 74, 75.
Sure.
Even 76, we had close-up pictures of King Kong on the sidewalk. You know, all that. I mean, the building wasn't even done yet. He'd bring us up to the roof, and
I saw some of your Instagram pictures and of you and your dad and the World Trade Center. Pretty great, incredible pictures.
Oh yeah. It was a good time. Yeah, it was brand new. He used to hang out with his friends, and there was a police trike, an electric police trike, and I'd just go driving through the garage, like 4 garage floors, brand new cement, screeching the tires. And I'd have a good time, and he'd just be in there talking to his friends.
It was kind of a different world back then, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And I remember, for those that are wondering, Bobby's talking about King Kong from 1977 that had like Jessica Lange and what's his name, Jeff Bridges, and we, because I grew up in the city, we went down and we were extras on that, like we were crowd extras in that shoot.
Really? Yeah, I wish they got rid of the pictures before they moved down here, which I wish they didn't do, because he had close-up shots. It was like fake concrete. The ape was on the ground, like when he fell again.
Yeah.
So he had like real close-up, good shots of that. So I mean, we went through that, and I remember him also being on the news when Philippe Petit walked across.
Oh wow!
And he was one of the guys that grabbed him on the other side.
Is that right?
I tried to look for. I remember seeing him. My whole family did, and I looked for it like YouTube or wherever, but I could never find that news clip. Probably Channel 4 or something like that. But that was pretty wild.
But what Philippe Petit did when he went between tariffs, he sort of like mocked the cops that were like trying to get him to come in. He would go and then go back. He went back and forth a bunch of times before he finally sort of said it went in and they grabbed him. They were pissed, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I mean, he probably just pissed them off going back and forth. But man, I tell you, those buildings sway a certain amount of feet. It was either 3 or 6 feet from side to side. So to be up there in between walking across, I mean, I watched the movie a few years back, but
was that Man on a Wire, that documentary?
Yeah.
Fantastic. That documentary really inspired me as a filmmaker. It was very good.
Yeah. I mean, I never knew how he got up there, but to see that he was kind of like hiding out and set it all up. I mean, we used to walk to the end and look right down from the roof. So I could just imagine walking between the two. Forget it.
Yeah. So you talked about sort of older brother, Black Sabbath. I mean, I know you grew up in New York City in the 5 boroughs, and I think it's safe to say also back then radio was a big part of us growing up. Radio was really vibrant back then.
That's Other than albums, that's all we had. I mean, there wasn't too many metal stations. Usually I remember the stations would start out playing Judas Priest or whatever to get people to listen when they were new, like WAPP or something. And then they'd slowly slip into classic rock.
Yeah.
They did that every summer.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't even classic rock yet. It was just getting there, you know?
Just old.
Yeah.
Just old rock.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, so what was the first music that really spoke to you? I mean, and what inspired you to pick up a guitar?
Just like I said, probably the Sabbath. I mean, that Paranoid album. And he had some Hendrix, he had some Zeppelin, some Grand Funk Railroad, some The Who. So I used to listen to all that, but then slowly, got into my own stuff, which punk came about for a little bit. That's why we did the Dropouts in the late 70s. But then early 80s came, and you had, Saxon, Scorpions, Priest, Maiden, all that sort of Motorhead started to come out at that time. And I think a lot of AC/DC, just the whole thing with Angus was that's what I want to do.
And what was the first guitar you picked up? What do you remember? How did that come about? Was that
my dad had a Kent, which was really horrible as far as anything guitar wise. I think the next guitar I might have got out of a Sears catalog for $25. But I used to work, my dad, I would work with him in the summers, and I saved my money to finally get my first real guitar, which was the Black Fender in 81, on 48th Street. Went up and bought that. That was my first real guitar.
Was that? Do you remember? Was that from Manny's or Rudy's?
Alex, right across from Manny's.
Right, of course.
I still have the receipt, and for the longest time, I thought it was an 81, but it wound up being from the serial number. It wound up being a 79.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so it must have been in that store for a little while before they sold it. But I still have that, and that's all the stuff I used in the early Overkill days.
Do you remember this place? We Buy Guitars across the street there.
I mean, that whole street was like that.
Yeah, the whole street was like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 48th Street was where you go. I wasn't even driving yet. My brother had to drive me up there to get it.
Yeah.
I think I was 15.
We would just go on that street and just wander around and just gape in awe. Going into Manny's was a trip because you'd see the stuff on the walls, like two Manny's from Jimi Hendrix. And as a young kid, we'd be like, oh shit, That
was the place, the street to do it.
Yeah, yeah. So the Black Strat kind of set it off. And is that when was your first band, the Dropouts?
Yeah, I was still in high school. The Sex Pistols were really big at that point. We really got into them. So we were kind of we wrote our own songs, but they're probably horrible, probably 3 chords. We did 2 shows. My mom had to drop me off, and we did 2 nights. We did a Friday and a Saturday. And then
in Staten Island, Brooklyn, Staten Island. Yeah. Yeah,
there was a little bar called Granny Funyuns up by the expressway.
Wow.
And the drummer got chicken pox. So he couldn't even play the show. So we got his cousin who played drums. So he learned the songs in 2 days.
Nice.
And we just went up there. We did some originals. We did some Sex Pistols songs. And that was it. I had the whole Newdorf High School football team there because of my sister. And that was it. We did 2 shows and broke up. And probably right after that is when I really got into AC/DC and went into metal.
Yeah, interesting how early on a lot of the metal guys or thrash guys and punk guys, how a lot of this stuff was really cross-pollinated for a lot of us as young teenagers.
Yeah, I mean that Bollocks album is groundbreaking, landmark album.
Yeah.
Everybody likes it.
Did early on there when you were living in Staten Island, was there like a circuit that bands would play? Did you see a lot of live music back then?
Yeah, I mean, there was two big clubs on Staten Island. One was called the Rock Palace.
Yeah.
And the other was the Factory. At the time, it was called the Factory, and then it became Snoopy's.
Oh wow!
But we used to go sneak in, really, because it was 18. We would sneak in and go see Twisted Sister. Even like TT Quick, other bands, wherever we could go watch, we'd go in. But we were like still in high school. We were 15, 16, getting in there and seeing those bands. And those are probably the two clubs. But New York was great because you had clubs in every borough, plus Long Island, plus Jersey. So, you can make a month's worth of shows and not repeat the same place.
Well, Twisted, we've talked about this a bunch of times on the show, and I talked with JJ French about it at a certain point. Those guys, there was this incredible circuit. There was for these bands like Twisted Sister, Rat Race Choir, the Good Rats, Crystal Ship. Like these guys made a living playing this incredible, let's call it a tri-state, circuit, and they played every night of the week. Yeah,
I mean, and there was the paper, what was it? The Aquarian or the East
Aquarian?
Coast
Yeah.
That had all the clubs in it. So you would get. I mean, it was a full-blown newspaper of just clubs and who was playing. So we wound up playing a lot of those same clubs. But I mean, Twisted Sister were the kings of the area. Yeah. But there were like so many bands. We used to go see like even Dreamer, like had Vito Bratta, who wound up being in White Lion. We used to go see him in the early days.
So speaking of great Staten Island guitar players, right?
Yeah. Prophet, Cities, Steve Aronovich was Cities.
Cities, yeah.
Yeah. And AJ Perro. So all the early stuff, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So things. What was the timeline? I know you joined. You auditioned for Overkill. You were what? Like you were still a teenager, right?
Yeah, I think I was still 17. It was about 82, about this time of year, like 82.
Wow.
I auditioned. I couldn't find the bass player's house, so we were a little late. Because I just got my license, so I've never even been to Jersey before. So he was kind of deep in Jersey. We got so lost. We were able to do 2 songs. We set up another audition closer to the house. I think one guy lived like by Perth Amboy, one of the guitar players. So we went to his house. That was a lot closer. And we wound up going through all the songs that we wanted to. And from there I had it, The other guy quit in 2 weeks, tried a couple other guys, and no one else worked out. So I said, you know what? I'll just do it myself. We're wasting time. So
is this what you kind of stepped into?
Yeah. That's the ad they used to run. They had a little what do you call it? Like a business card size ad. That was like the cheapest.
Right.
That was always in there. Like all the way to the left is Danny Spitz, who wound up being in Anthrax.
That's right.
But they were like, well, this, I knew the way they looked beforehand, but they're like, hey, do you mind doing this kind of horror thing? And I said, no, like whatever it takes. I don't care. Yeah. We did it for a while. And then I'm like, this is out. I mean, we got to dress regular, like metal's coming back and this goofy shit's kind of out. Yeah. So we dropped it, which was a good idea.
I mean, I think it's kind of always been out there that when you joined, you sort of your influence was like, let's work on, original music and do original stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to just go out and play other people's music. I didn't practice every day as a kid to go play someone else's shit. So I wanted, let's write original. So we kind of did that pretty quickly, because by August of '83, we literally did our first show. Right. So within that time, we wrote enough songs and kind of put everything together.
Makes sense. And this is the first sort of excursion into the studio, the Power in Black demo.
Yeah.
We
did. We picked those 5 songs. We had another song called Death Rider that we wound up putting on Metal Massacre 5. So we didn't want to reuse it. So we had these songs. We did the 5. We used to go visit Johnny Z, was like in Jersey at some flea market. Right. And he kept talking about Metallica, and even the Anthrax guys used to go all the way out there to bother him. But we did our demo and we gave it to him. So, he agreed to come see us. And it was very early on, so maybe he wasn't totally impressed. But that was January 84. And then by the end of 84, he actually signed us after we kind of played more gigs and got a little bit better.
Did you said Lori Dawn says solid demo? Hold on. Hey, Lori.
Yeah.
You remember this, huh?
I do. I didn't have it, but I remember hearing it. Yeah.
Yeah. When did you signed a management deal with Johnny Z? Is that how it works, or was that like a label deal? How did that work?
We actually didn't want him to manage us. If we signed on for the label, we wanted somebody else just in case we had a problem with the label and it's the same person. That didn't make sense. So he gave us a contract after we played an Anvil gig at L'Amour's.
There you go.
In October. He signed us the next day. We set it up. We were done by November. And then we were always talking to the owners of L'Amour's. They were talking about starting a management thing, and they kind of like creeped their way in to us.
Yeah.
And by the second album, I think we were fully managed by them.
So then I'm assuming it wasn't that Loud and Proud management. Wasn't that Mike and George Parente?
Yeah, Mike, George, and another guy called
Lori, I'll bring you back in a minute. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was Mike and George from L'Amour's, and they had a partner, Richard Sanders, who was more of the sort of business head as far as the labels and stuff, contracts were concerned. And
Mike and George, I mean, that whole thing was sort of Mike, George, L'Amour, management. Was that a comfortable situation?
It actually worked out good because, I mean, I remember like having a hard time actually getting into the club in the early days, and they wound up giving us a shot like one Sunday. I think we opened up for Wasp, and then they slowly had us opening. Then we slowly headlined, and then we started selling out like Saturday nights. Then we started with Friday and Saturday nights. So it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger until the point where we were selling out Friday and selling out Saturday. And that's a good 1,250 people each night.
And that was the original L'Amour's. The room was bigger than it was fucking big in the beginning.
Yeah. It was huge.
Big room.
So yeah, they wound up seeing how much we developed and we wound up just signing with them, and they helped us out with even getting us, because Slayer had gotten stuck, I think, in Canada. They ran out of money. They didn't have any more shows. They were driving around in Tom Araya's Camaro. So they offered them to play L'Amour's, but to get them back home to California, they completely overpaid them to do the show. They gave them like $5,000 back then to play L'Amour's, and they're like, I guess one hand washes the other. So whenever Slayer went out on tour, that's why we got a lot of those like early Slayer tours.
Right.
They were kind of, a favor for them being able to get that much money and get back home. So that wound up being, pretty much a good deal for us.
Yeah, and this is sort of the EP that came out of that, right?
Yeah, No More Black.
Yeah.
Before Johnny, Rat had set up, some guy from LA wanted to do the EP. We did 4 songs. We took live shots. There's supposed to be a big live shot of our stage because we had a big stage. We used to play up in Port Jervis, the left north corner of Jersey in a theater. So we had all that set up. We had great pictures. Sent him everything. Sat on it. Didn't do anything. Within months or so, we got signed to Johnny. We went to go do Feel the Fire, and all of a sudden that EP comes out. So he was trying to cash in on the fact that, you know, we were getting signed. So all of a sudden, here comes this EP. But it wound up being a collector's item.
The EP came out before Feel the Fire.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It might have.
It
might have been that he knew we got signed and it came out, or it came out after, like right after.
I see. And he struck a deal with this little label to put it out?
Yeah, Rat had some guy from LA that wanted to put out an album, so we sent him the 4 songs, and it just never came out. Nothing. He wouldn't answer the phone calls or nothing, so it went for months and nothing happened.
And here comes the bullshit, right? Here welcome to the music business, right?
Exactly. Right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate. And then, not that we're doing the whole tour here, but just a couple, just touching on some Overkill stuff. This is a beloved album. Could you give us a little perspective on recording this?
Okay. Let's see. Well, we went up like a week early and did pre-production. Just kept playing the songs over and over and over. We're in this hot attic above a music store upstate in August. For some reason, my amps blew up like right after we got into the air-conditioned studio. Still don't know to this day what happened or why we didn't spend the time fixing it, because the sound was incredible. They didn't want to wait, or whatever the reason was. I rented two 50-watt heads from Carl Kennedy's friend. Could not get a guitar sound for my life. It totally sucked. We went out to take that album cover picture again. That's the second time, because the first time we were too close and it was too hot. We didn't realize how hot it was going to be. It's just a bunch of bales of hay and black plastic we stood on. So that's really us. Wow. But like the first take that we tried, there was like 2 pictures of us standing in it, and then the rest were us running away. So we had to redo it. So the night we started mixing, we had to take the pictures on someone's farm. So we took the pictures again. We stayed farther away, which wasn't too bad. Like Rat had like 1st-degree burns on the back of his arms. So when we took it again, he literally has a long sleeve shirt on that we kind of duct taped to him so he wouldn't feel the heat again. And then we went back to start the mix where he had already changed the guitar sound, which was not great to begin with, and then came out like crap after.
Is this the one you recorded? Is this the one you recorded at the Carriage House in Connecticut?
No, that was the 4th one. This was the first one up in Ithaca at Pyramid. They had just finished Anthrax. They did SOD. Yeah. TT Quick was in just before us.
Sure.
We had to wait for all those guys to finish. So we went in like August of 85.
Got it.
But he could have gotten my sound back, but literally it was like, no, it's gone for good now, which I didn't know because I was so young. I didn't know the studio. So never happy with the sound of that album. Literally wanted to redo it this past year. We found the tapes, wanted to remix, remaster, and the other 2 Overkill guys said no. So here I am stuck with this album. But a lot of people like it. They like the songs. They got a gist of what we were going to be like. Yeah. So it's kind of a classic, I guess, by now.
Right. Yeah. Pat Baldwin asks, was Sonic Reducer a carryover from the Dropouts live set, or were there other members also into punk?
No, that was one of the songs we did in the early days. That was like one of the only covers we did in our set from the early days. And they wanted something special for the European album because they usually put a little something extra on the European version of it. So we said, hey, let's record Sonic Reducer in the studio. And then when we have it sent out to Europe, we'll add that song on as like a bonus. And we couldn't figure out any other song to do. So that's the one we did.
Got it. That makes sense. Hold on. Hey, Lori, you love this record.
Love this record. Here's mine right here. Here it is. So could not wait for this to come out. Actually, my first exposure to Overkill was on this gem.
Oh.
You remember this?
What is that?
Oh, God.
What is that?
We gave that guy.
What? Go ahead, Bobby.
We gave that guy so much shit for that cover. We're like, dude, why are you wearing a diaper?
Oh God.
Listen, this is my explanation for this. I gotta tell you, okay? I gotta explain to the youngsters out there. It was the 80s, okay? We were all living in some
no excuse.
Listen, we were all living on some kind of like Mad Max, Conan the Barbarian fantasy kind of thing. You got to understand, this made sense to us, okay? Just let's move on.
And this made sense to you, a young little teenager at the time.
Yes, this was what I spent my babysitting money on, my allowance money on. Because you know what, I wanted to get compilations because you get the most bang for your buck. When you're like. You don't have money, you're really spending money, but of course, Overkill was the band that stood out for me. So I could not wait.
Hold that up. Who else is on that abomination?
Okay, so listen, there's some good bands on here. Okay, you got Virgin Steel, Cities, Black Lace, Warhead, Teaser, Takashi. Does anybody know the Takashi Metallica connection out there? Mm-hmm. Overkill, Death Slayer, and Frigid Bitch.
Frigid Bitch.
There you go. So, and bitch spells B-I-C-H, probably because, senses.
Right.
But that was that. And this guy here, actually, this guy produced the whole thing here. This is Louis V. Is it Louis V? Yeah. From Teaser.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So there you go. I couldn't wait for this to come out. So I grabbed this. This one is the original. This one doesn't have Sonic Reducer on it because it's the original vinyl. So I think that happens with the CD. And there it is. So still a favorite.
Makes sense.
Love it.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me get rid of this. Froze up. L'Amour bands, Annette says.
Yeah.
L'Amour bands.
Absolutely. Yeah. Some Long Island bands and
Mike and George special. Bobby, it was maybe a little, you were still in the band. When I had when I had my film production company and we were doing all these music videos, we were up for Overkill videos twice. And we didn't get them. And I remember we met with Mike and George and this and that 2 separate times. And it didn't fall our way. But to tell you the truth, part of me was like, you know what? It might be for the best. With just sort of the Mike and just knowing L'Amour and the Mike and George vibe and all that. It was it's like, I don't know, man. It was a little heavy-handed,
What were you trying to do? Like, a video for one of the songs off the album?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I ever even...
Yeah, it was... I don't remember, but we wrote treatments for 2 videos, and they went to somebody else, So, but... Yeah,
our first video was the second album.
Yeah, the second album...
We did it.
Yeah, I think it was later than that.
Yeah, In Union We Stand?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was huge on MTV.
What was that on? Under the Influence? No, what was it? What record?
No, Taking Over.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And we kind of figured we were on Atlantic at that point. It was Megaforce Atlantic, and it was like, well, we want to try and grab a larger audience, so we don't want to have something too over the top. So we picked In Union, And we wound up getting the same crew. They were from LA that did Megadeth's Wake Up Dead.
Mm.
And they came out with somewhere in Westchester, I think, at some theater. And we set up and they filmed us up there. But we were lucky because it wound up just being at that point where Headbangers Ball started. And not a lot of bands had videos yet.
Yeah.
So we were like guaranteed on there every weekend.
That's great.
I mean, they had a 3-hour show and not a lot of bands had videos. So that really, really, really helped.
Yep.
And this is the black Strat we were talking about before, right?
Yeah. That I think actually is the video shoot.
Ah, there you go.
Just from the stuff I see behind us.
Hmm.
I think that little triangle was like some little lighting rig.
Interesting. Yeah. And I know you sent me a couple pictures, and also let's see, 84. Oh yeah, this is great, man. This is a great one. I think you sent this one to me. Bill O'Leary sent me some shots too.
Did it?
Yeah, he sent me. Yeah, I guess he was around, but this is a great one, man.
Yeah, that might be Lemore's because of the lights being so low.
Right.
We still had the white around the amps, so yeah, that's a good like 83 to 84 shot.
Yeah,
probably 84. I think I was looking at it up close. I had a Stop AIDS shirt on.
Huh.
If you look close, it's someone bent over.
Stop AIDS.
With
Oh,
the
I see.
Cross, the circle and the cross through it.
Yeah. Courtney says, I love the armband.
Yeah. That was like the last remnant of the old band.
Yeah. Let me see. What else?
I think I would have seen you probably about a year later at Lemore's East.
We did one show there in January, so you were probably within the dozen people that made it.
Wow.
Because it snowed. Remember, it snowed really bad?
Yeah.
It was like January 3rd. And then Lemore's had a falling out with Lemore East. So they're like, any band who plays in Queens can't play Brooklyn. So we were like, all right, fuck it.
Yeah, I think that was the one I saw.
Yeah.
You got a pretty good memory, Bobby.
Yeah, sometimes.
I have a shitty memory. I had it all in my diary. So
right. So you could.
I had like in the back of it, I had all the shows that I went to. So yeah.
You did so much back then. You were doing something every day.
Yeah.
So I started like a journal that I wrote what we were doing. Like if we went to the lawyer's office and we signed something, I wrote it down, blah, blah, blah. And then after I left the band, I think I threw it out.
That makes sense. You know, and also we've mentioned this many times that when you're young, like a summer feels like 5 years. You do so much shit in a summer. It's like 5 years. You know, nowadays everything's a little more feels spread out. But back then, summer of '84 feels like it was 10 years of living.
Right, because
jammed into one summer.
Right, because I thought I saw Overkill like a bunch of times over the years, but I was like, actually, I saw them like a million times in '87. You know.
And there's always somebody who remembers something that you forgot.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you either see a picture, it's like, I don't even remember taking this, or they tell you, yeah, you played here, there. It's like you did something every day back then, and it's just hard to remember it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. This is a Bill O'Leary shot that he sent me.
He took a lot. He wound up taking a lot of shots in Denver. That might have been like when we opened up for Slayer. That might have been on the Slayer tour. That's the old V I threw. I broke the headstock off.
Is that right? What is that?
Yeah.
What is that? An ESP? What is that?
It's a Gibson.
Oh, it's a Gibson. I'm sorry.
It's like it's an 83, which like I found out later the wood was ash, which was like something rare that they just did that year. And I it was fucking up one night at Lemore's and I just threw it over my head.
And that was that.
And broke it.
Nice rig you're playing through, though.
Yeah, we had a place in Queens that was making the road cases for us. But the stupid thing we did was put both cabinets in one case.
Right.
Like a coffin.
Sure.
And it wound up being too heavy. So we used to kill the guys trying to move our shit around. And then later on we broke them up into individual road cases that would stack up because they were just too friggin' heavy. I got rid of all that shit.
Yeah. And I guess this is sort of the lineup. There's another Bill O'Leary shot. Oh, this is 84. That's
Lemore's.
Yeah.
That's definitely Lemore's because of that star on the side. It was always on the side of stage. That was early on too because of the bass. Yeah. And that was Rat's drum riser. That it was literally like two pieces. It was real staging. Like he got it in Germany or something. And he got it sent here. That's what they make real staging out of when you're watching an entire band because it goes up like 5 feet, and it was heavy as hell. I mean, it nipped the top of the finger off of one of our roadies.
Ooh! And
I wound up holding it in a corner, and I was leaving the Union Jack we played in Jersey, and I was going backwards, and it slammed my hand up against the door jamb, like my friggin' thumb blew up. That was another thing that was just way too freaking heavy. But in the early shots of the band, you'll see we're in sort of like a castle almost, and Blitz used to come out from underneath it, and that was his staging because it went up so high. It's probably the back of the Feel the Fire album.
Right. Here's another 87 shot where Did you have 4 and 4 on each side?
Yeah. Dee was actually playing the Marshall bass cabinets.
Oh.
They were a little bit deeper. So I made my road cases the same depth, which made my stuff just as heavy. So I had 4 cabinets, and then I had a space for 4 heads next to it. So it was all pretty much the same height and width. And they worked great. It looked great, but after a while, it was just like, this shit's too heavy.
Yeah, LaRoche, I think Bobby's wearing pony sneakers. I think those are ponies he's wearing.
Yeah. And Rat's on the floor, so yeah, we're probably opening for Slayer.
Right. And that says that picture's burned into my memory. I saw them a billion times at Lemoore.
Yeah.
You know? It was like, I feel like Overkill was like Biohazard was later, which was, you'd constantly get the call like, we need a band, a local band that's, tickets aren't going that well. We need a local band that's gonna draw some people to supplement this bill. And Overkill would get that call early on. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, early on. Plus, the managers had owned the club, so whenever someone big would come in, he would throw us on there. But by the time we opened up for Anvil, like October '84. We didn't really open up for anyone again, unless it was like Slayer.
That makes sense. Larry the Hunter asks, what were his beloved original amps that blew up? Was he using any kind of pedal board back then?
No, I just used the Marshalls. I had the old vintage Marshalls. I still had the heads. I had them hot wired by a guy on Staten Island that everybody had gone to. The only pedal I would use was this. It's an old DOD American Metal.
Let me see that again.
If you take
American
Metal.
DOD American, yeah. Uh-huh.
If you take all the presence out of it and you just use the distortion, I would use the 100-watt head by itself, and I use the 50-watt head. I would run it through the back of the 50-watt, and the 50-watt would be clean. So all the distortion came from the pedal, and then we blended them together. So in the early days, that was kind of my sound. So I had one really deep sound because Marshalls, you could never get that thump out of them. And then for the straight ahead Marshall, I had the 100 watt. But for some reason, I don't know what it was. I'm still very suspicious of how this happened, but my amps just gave out. I don't know. They sort of blamed the air conditioning, but like, I don't know. I don't know if the tube went or something. Right. It was so long ago, but it just didn't work. So I had to get it fixed, and they're like, "Oh, we don't have time." So we had a great sound. I think Feel the Fire would have been a lot better if I actually had my tone back then.
That makes sense. And then just sort of like doing the tour here, taking over. Was there when at this point? I guess Johnny Z sort of made a distribution deal with Atlantic. Is that sort of how it shook out?
Yeah, he got a deal with them. Some of the bands went to Atlantic, most of them, and like I think Anthrax went to Island. But the second album wound up being Megaforce / Atlantic.
Right.
So then the next three were Megaforce Atlantic. So the only one is the first album that's strictly Megaforce, and that's the one that Missy Collazo bought the company over, and she owns that now.
Right. That
some of the early stuff, like the Fuck You album.
Yeah. And then, of course, Under the Influence, right?
Yep, that's the third one.
Is it oh, what is that, Lori? The Fuck You album?
Fuck you.
I do.
That's a subhuman.
Buy it with the black cover on it.
I got this. Yeah, I got this through Agents of Fortune. So I don't remember there being a cover over it though. But I got it when it first came out.
When it first came out, you could buy it like that, and then they made us put a black plastic cover.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure I got it like this. I had to hide it from my parents.
Yeah, that
it did survive. It did survive. Yeah.
It's incredible you still have your records.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So
simple. It says a lot, though.
Yeah. It's great.
Yep. Is this the one you recorded up at the Carriage House?
No, we did this at Pyramid as well. The first one was Carl Kennedy. Taking Over was Alex.
Right.
And Alex mixed it. But the third album, we wanted to go to the same studio, but we didn't want him to mix it. So we recorded it at Pyramid, and we took it to Michael Wagner in Los Angeles. So we were at Enterprise Studios the same time Ozzy was doing No Rest for the Wicked. So he was in Studio A. We were in Studio B. It's for some reason it's like the people's least favorite out of the four. I think the sound was probably better. It was a little heavier than what Michael did with it, but we wanted it to be clear and in your face because Taking Over was a little muddy. So it's got some good songs on it. I mean, there's some shit that are classics on there. But
I agree. I love this album.
Yeah, some people just didn't agree with the sound.
Yeah.
So I loved it. It was heavy. It was I think it was where I don't know. This is what I think of when I think of Overkill, So
yeah,
there's a lot of variation in the songs and everything. I love this album.
Yeah, we were finally getting to that next level. Like each album had doubled. And
absolutely, yeah.
Was there okay, greetings from the Ukraine. Hello, my brother in the Ukraine.
Nobody dang.
Taking Over was the start of my journey with Overkill. Recording from Hungarian broadcast program late at night was the only way while living in Soviet Ukraine in my hometown. Wow. Heavy. Yeah.
We were on tour with Halloween from Germany, and we were there for 2 months, and we wound up playing Poland, which was still, the wall was still up. They would come on the bus with machine guns, check your passport to your face. They'd go through the entire bus, make sure that people weren't, hidden underneath or whatever. And they had advertised that show months before they even announced what bands were going to be there. And, you know, talking to someone there, they said the same thing. They said a lot of the radio stations would play the entire album.
Wow.
Because kids just couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
So they would play the entire album front to back, and kids would record it on a cassette. So I'm sure he did the same thing.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty.
I didn't realize that Chernobyl was really close. And that happened when we went there with Anthrax in '86.
Wow.
Remember the meltdown?
Sure, of course.
That was like pretty much Ukraine, that area.
Yeah.
I had pen pals from Yugoslavia when it was all together at the time, and you know, we found them in the back of those metal magazines and stuff, and I used to send them cassette tapes.
Yeah.
I remember at the record store, and I would send them. Yeah.
I remember being over there. I don't know, might have been 93, 94 when I was managing. I think I was in Poland and some Eastern Bloc countries, and you'd stop at these truck stops and you'd see all these cassettes. And like I was managing Marauder, and we go into a truck stop and there's like Marauder cassette, like total, like, and we were like, where the fuck did this come from? You know, like totally like in Poland, they just take the record to CD and someone just dupes it up, and that's how, you know, you don't see a penny from that. That was rampant in those countries for many years. Yeah, we unfortunately didn't really see much of anything from any European sale. Yeah,
throughout the years.
Right. As we sort of head towards a sponsor break, let's try to make our way out of the Overkill stuff. But Years of Decay, 89, this was sort of, you're heading towards the exit at this point, right, Bobby?
I guess after, the whole album was done, we were literally almost starting to work on the 5th album before everything went to shit. But yeah, that's the one we recorded at Carriage House.
Yeah, I remember the Carriage House. It was a nice environment to record a record. Yeah,
it was different.
Yeah, it was cool. I recorded a record there. When I was in Antidote, we recorded Return to Burn there. And I remember we went in to check out the studio, and I think they were mixing Cowboys from Hell there, Pantera Cowboys from Hell. They were and we were like, oh shit.
Yeah, because Terry, who did that album with us, was talking about, after I finish this up, I'm going to Texas to go record Pantera. And I'm like, you know, the early pictures of Pantera is all I knew back then. So I'm like, you're going to record that poster band after this? He said, no, they changed. They're completely different. So he went down there. He brought the tapes of that album, and they used that album as the basis of their, I guess it's their 3rd album or 4th album. Yeah, they really like the guitar and the drum sounds. But I didn't know he brought it back to Carriage House and worked on it as well.
I don't know if did they record basics in Carriage House maybe for Cowboys from Hell? I got to look that up. But I remember going in there and hearing it, and we were like, well, fuck, this sounds kind of great. Let's record here. You know? Meanwhile, our record sounded nothing like Cowboys from Hell.
he could have brought it back up there to do some mixing and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know where I think he's in Seattle now, but.
Jonathan asks, what was it like working with Terry Date back then?
It was great. He was like, he knew his shit. Nothing bothered him. There was never any conflicts. There was no fighting. There's no nothing. I went in, and after the other 3 albums that I totally wasn't 100% happy with, I said, look, we're gonna get the guitar sound first, and then everything else is gonna work around it. You're going to get your drums and your bass to work around the guitar sound. He's like, sure, no problem. So and that was also the first time we were on an SSL board. Yeah. Which was pretty much connected to a computer. So if you did something with a knob and you wanted to go back because you didn't like it, you would be able to go back to the same exact spot, which the other studios we couldn't do. So if you tweaked something and you never got it back exactly right, you were screwed. But with that board, it was great.
Wow.
I mean, that was $1 million board, and that was state of the art back then.
Yeah.
And we were like, holy shit, we didn't even know a board can do that.
What a concept.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's a huge step forward for recording.
It was.
Because before then, you were just sort of once you you did one mix, you make another mix, you couldn't go back to it. You were kind of fucked.
I mean, I remember the band standing around Alex trying to mix, like using your elbows and your forearm and your other finger, and like, okay, up a little and then down. It's like everyone had their hands on something to mix, and now it was just all automated.
Yeah.
So that was like night and day from the early days.
100%. I know it's been beaten to death, and it's a long time ago, but I'll just bounce the ball onto you. Like, how did you leave Overkill? And put it in any words, however you feel comfortable. Many years later, how did it come to an end for you?
I mean, I think the initial, like, we didn't really fight that much, but the initial fight was over a Halloween show at L'Amour's, because Anthrax used to do shows before Christmas for Christmas money, and the bass player wanted to do the same thing. And I'm like, look, we just sold out the Ritz Studio 54 in New York City, over 3,000 people. Now you want to go to L'Amour's and do a half-ass show? And I'm like, no. I'm like, we should be working on the 5th album. Let's not do it. I don't want that to be the band's last impression. But there's so many other little things that, you kind of look back now. Like Dee Dee had quit at one point. He's like, I can't do this anymore. We're not making any money. We're not going anywhere. And, he was looking at getting married. So he quit. We were actually talking about getting another bass player, me and Blitz, and then he wanted to come back. So we let him back. Then Blitz gets married, goes on his honeymoon, and that whole discussion about the Halloween show came up, and I wasn't hearing from Dee Dee for 2 weeks. So, I mean, I got my suspicions. It might have been a coup. They wanted to get me out because they wanted to own the band 50-50, because we were getting a big merchandise deal at that point. So, he kept saying he doesn't want to do this anymore. And, here they are 30 years later, they're still playing. So that was bullshit. But, I mean, I just kind of got fed up with like the crap.
Yeah.
And it was just time. It's like, I didn't want to play with him after I found out a lot of the little stuff we were doing. So I kind of told Blitz, it's like, hey, you either stick with the guy that you started the band with before me, or you stick with the guy who's been writing all your songs, for the past 8 years. So he went with Dee Dee. He tried to get me to kind of change my mind, but I said, no, it's never going to be the same at this point. So, and that was that. We just came up with contracts. I got out, and that was it.
And I think it's a testament to your guitar playing that they ended up replacing you with 2 guys.
Yeah, and most of the airplay and whatever we get from being online is still the first 4 albums.
Yeah.
So most of those songs are the ones they're still making money on as well, and it's most of their set when they play live. So is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
Yes.
Hey, Lori, I'll talk to you in a bit. Maybe I'll bring you on in a little bit. I'm going to take a sponsor break. All right. Bobby, let me take a sponsor break. We'll come back and let's talk about everything else.
Sure.
Let's move forward to all. Now that that's behind us, I'll see you back here in a couple minutes. You got a couple.
Okay.
All right. That's right. It's the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Our guest today is Bobby Gustafson, and we just did our Overkill deep dive, and we're going to get into everything else after this word from our sponsors. Since 1992, Generation Records has been a mainstay of the New York metropolitan area music scene. Today, they offer a diverse selection of new and used rock, jazz, indie, hip-hop, punk, hardcore, metal, blues, soundtrack, and reggae LPs, as well as t-shirts, posters, and other merchandise. They buy used record collections and music memorabilia and will pay you top dollar for them. House calls made for large collections in the tri-state area. Call or email generationrecords@gmail.com and follow them on Facebook and Instagram.
Will that be cash or in debt?
Do you mean debit?
Yes. Sorry. Another eternally satisfied customer.
Yo, what's happening? I'm out here at one of our all-ages Sunday matinees on the Bowery. I hope that you are enjoying today's show. I just want to let you know that the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live needs your support. Please step up. There is a Patreon page that has a lot of unique program. Shows are announced there first. Lots of good stuff. There's a PayPal address right there on the screen if you want to make a contribution. There's also a super chat function. You could do that. But the bottom line is this show exists because of your support. We're going to be doing it for a long, long time. Thank you for all your support through the years. Back to the show.
Conditioned by indoctrination, conditioned by society. You're a victim of the digital age, a 21st century casualty. Open your eyes, you're losing control. Open your eyes, put down the phone. Conditioned by misinformation, it's just the media telling us lies. Decipher fiction from the truth, society's slow and tragic demise. Open your eyes, you're losing control. Open your eyes, put down the phone. Everyone's got their fucking opinion.
Welcome back. Welcome back. I hope everybody's doing well. Your weekend's coming to a close, and here we are. The New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Yeah, Michael, that's the Ibanez. It's my wife's that I've co-opted and I've sort of claimed as mine. I use it when we do the My War stuff. I know it's not the sexiest guitar, but I like it. It for some reason, and it was explained to me, it stays in tune no matter what, which is big for me, and it's really light. And I kind of like it. It was a fairly inexpensive guitar, but I love the way it sounds. It's light and it just always stays in tune, which is really great for me. What's going on among the Joes? Good to see you. Hey, I want to mention some upcoming shows, Joes. 1 week. Whoa, relax there. 1 week from today, photographer Ray Lago will be on the show. Always love when we have these photographers on. We kind of do the tour, with all their stuff. This guy shot a lot of great bands, and he's an interesting character. 1 week after that, from Corrosion of Conformity, OG member Mike Dean will be on the show. A couple days after that, Zach from Bulldoze, who are currently in Japan. Doing it up in Japan. Looking forward to having friend and supporter Zach Thorne on the show. This should be an interesting one. Gerard O'Connell from the Rousers, Wednesday, October 22nd. Hello, landmark 400th episode. Our old friend Brian Baker will be on the show. Of course, currently in Bad Religion, Beach Rats, Fake Names, formerly of Minor Threat, Dag Nasty, and Junkyard. He has a book out, a photography book. Brian Baker will be on Sunday, October 26th. So get your ass over here. Sunday, November 2nd, Dave Ingram from Benediction and Bolt Thrower. Wednesday, November 12th, it is the return of a Side Trips episode with Steve Wynn of the Dream Syndicate, celebrating the 40th anniversary edition of the Dream Syndicate Medicine Show. Sunday, November 16th, Chris Reifert of Autopsy, formerly of Death and Abscess, will be on the show. Dr. Chud of the Karens, formerly of the Michael Graves era Misfits, is on Sunday, November 23rd. And yo, if anybody knows where this guy is this show going to happen? Harry Angus, who just put out the Encyclopedia of Jerry Garcia Music Venues, another Side Trips episode. He agreed to do the show and then just kind of disappeared. I don't know. We'll see if this is going to happen. I hope so. You never know. I hope he's okay. Wednesday, December 10th, Peter Bywaters of Peter and the Test Tube Babies. And then we rescheduled John Gallagher from Raven to Sunday, December 21st. And you know what, Lori Dawn?
Yes.
Don't we have an exciting, didn't you land somebody an exciting?
Let me tell you something. I am giving the people what they want. Okay.
Go.
You guys have been asking.
Get ready. Lori Dawn hooked it up, everybody. Why don't you tell everybody you'll be co-hosting the show? Tell everybody what's going on.
Okay. Well, we're going to have one Mr. John Bush on the show soon because I asked and he said yes. I mean, ask and ye shall receive. That's all you had to do.
Yep.
He's like the nicest guy ever. So,
John Bush.
There you go.
Of Armored Saint. Formerly of Anthrax.
That's right. That's right. And now currently of Category 7.
And what some people will say, arguably, sang on the best Anthrax album ever, which
we will discuss.
That Sound of White Noise
ourselves.
Yeah, so that's it. Hey, while you're here, we talked about this. We talked about the Alago screening the 11th. Listen, ID's playing the 12th. We're headlining the free all ages Sunday matinee at the Barry with the non-residents Dead Blow Hammer, Overstand, and Steel Toe Solution. Yo, we're going to San Francisco. We're playing with GBH. Come see us out in the Bay Area. Chris Contos, that means you, along with a bunch of our other friends, including Noise. We're also playing another fest. This one is right outside Philadelphia. We're playing the Hostile City Weekender 3, along with our buddies in Rebelmatic. So that's cool. And then Sunday, November 9th, down at the Bowery, the New York Hardcore Chronicles proudly presents the Back to the New York Hardcore Roots Series, free, all ages, Sunday matinee with Brick by Brick, the pride of Albany, New York. No Weapon featuring Nate Harris, Impact Driver, Faction Zero featuring Markles, and Fourth Floor Massive. And then, Cherry Street Station. This you'll be at this, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna come up for this. Yeah.
Hardcore holiday donation drive, accepting food, toiletries, winter clothing for the local community. Listen, these are the kind of shows Incendiary Device plays. If it's helpful for the community, and we're there. Concrete Ties, ID, and a couple others. And then, of course, tell us about this.
Yep, we got the Holiday Slamboree. It's also the Women of the Pit Coat Drive with Worlds of Chaos. We've got Tree, Serial Poets, Butterbrain, and My War. So this is going to be an amazing night. You can start collecting your gently used, cleaned, or new winter coats. We'll be collecting them, and we're hoping to beat last year's record of 12 bags.
Last year was intense, and
it was crazy.
And like I said before, it was really special because people actually showed up that were in need and left with coats on their backs, and that made me, and I know it made you feel really great about.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we're going to try to do this time is we're going to try to send some bags out to Tompkins Square Park or someplace close and see if anybody is in need that night, along with, some hand warmers and stuff like we did last time. So
very cool. All right. I'll see you in a couple minutes.
Yep.
There you have it. Let's bring our guest back on, the one, the only Bobby Gustafson. Hey, man.
Hey.
Just running at it. So now that that's behind us, if I remember correctly, sort of soon after your exit from Overkill, you, pardon the term, went out with this crew, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. Now, I was very familiar with this because I was sort of in this circuit as well, and I knew some of those gals. How did you get involved with this?
I knew the girls from the shows. Always ran into them, New York, Limelight, wherever. I knew Betty probably the best, and their guitar player had split. They had most of the album done.
Right.
I think they just needed like 2 solos on 2 of their songs, and they kind of asked me, "Hey, if we pay you for a solo, would you come in and do it?" I was like, "Yeah, definitely." So I did 2.
Was that Dear Ships? You're on.
Yeah, Dark Ships made it to the album. They had another song called Scorpion Crawl that didn't make it.
Oh, that's when the scorpions crawl.
Yeah.
That's when the scorpions.
Yeah. I like that song a lot. I guess they maybe were saving it or something.
That's when the scorpions crawl.
After that, they said, I guess they had it pretty much lined up pretty quickly, that they were going to go out and open for Motorhead in Europe for 2 months.
Were they on Epic? Did they have a deal with? Was it Epic they were on?
They were on, I think, Sony.
Ah, right.
And that's a big label, hard one to stay with unless you're selling a lot or whatever.
Yeah.
But we went up, doing a Motorhead tour for 2 months in Europe. But someone got their toes stepped on. Yep, I was on tour. Someone got their toes stepped on because
you were in the background, right?
Yeah. Let me. Man, he drank that every day. I don't know how he could do it.
Yeah.
He had Jack and Coke, and Phil had screwdrivers.
Yeah.
And they just drank every single day. I mean, I could drink a lot, but it's just like sometimes you kind of lose the taste every day. Yeah. But yeah.
So so someone got their toes stepped on, somebody in your camp or their camp?
I think at the label, because they wanted their band to open up for Motorhead. And someone went around them to do it and got us on, and they got pissed, and then the girls got blackballed, unfortunately, from the business, from the label.
Wow.
And they soon after got dropped. So, I stuck around for a little bit, but I was putting Eye for an Eye together. I wanted to do my own band originals, so I kind of split.
That sort of the Motorhead thing was Europe, right?
Yeah, it was the 1916 album.
Oh man, that's a great record.
Yeah, it is.
Fucking love that record, bro.
That was a great tour too. We went everywhere as well.
It's a great record, man. I think Ed Stasium produced some of that record. That's a great record, man.
Yeah.
Love that record.
Every song.
That's one of the best. Everyone's chiming in. Great album. Tell us a little bit about Eye for an Eye. How did it come together? I know Tom was involved. Give us a little perspective on this.
Yeah, this was the California version of the band. I played with a bunch of guys in like Long Island, Valley Street, and Garden City area back in the day. We played locally. We had the first demo. Nothing really came out of it. And then I hooked up with Billy Milano. We were supposed to do an MOD record. We went to California. That's how I ended up out there.
Mm-hmm.
And we were going to get Perry Strickland from Vio-lence, which is funny. And about 2 weeks in, he left. He's like, Johnny Z's not putting up any money. I'm going home. So I'm like, well, shit, we just got here. So I'm going to stay here. I got nothing going on at home. I'll stay here. So I stayed out there, and I hooked up with Tom Hunting from Exodus. Mm-hmm. And John, who was in like Angel Witch and Laz Rocket and a bunch of local bands.
Yeah.
And we kind of put, another demo together, and we went down to LA and handed it out at the Concrete Foundations thing, but nothing ever happened with it. So
did you ever play out? Did you ever play out?
We did one show in San Francisco somewhere.
Right.
And then that was it. It just, kind of fell apart after that. And then that's when I got the call from Lombardo.
Right.
Because I saw him down at Concrete.
Sure.
And that's when he wanted to put a band together. So we talked, and I was going down to his house in down in LA, and we tried doing grip. But I was there for a little bit at the beginning, but nothing really was getting done.
Is that when he was initially putting grip together, like the early days of that?
Yeah, it was me, him, and he had the singer Gus.
The singer Gus. What was he from? Was he German? Was
England.
England, right? Yeah.
He was from England.
Yeah.
It was the three of us. I think his pot dealer was the bass player.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he just came in with this other guitar player from Europe and didn't say anything to anyone.
Right.
Didn't ask about another guitar player. Didn't mention this guy's name. I just show up one weekend, and he's like, "Oh yeah, he's in the band." So that kind of ticked me off a little bit. So that's when I left.
Time to move on.
Yeah. If you're not going to be upfront with stuff, I'm not going to get into a band with you.
Yeah, that makes us. And let me just say for anybody out there, the concrete that Bobby's referring to is they used to have these like industry concrete marketing conventions in LA, and they'd have them at these hotels, and it would be an absolute fucking circus. And they were a lot of fun. And for a couple years, there was like a couple years there where it was the place to be, and they were a lot of fun. They were fun.
Yeah, I mean, I saw early versions of Pantera and Soundgarden.
Sure. That's right.
My
brother that year, my brother, there was a VHS they released of that, like A Weekend in Hell or something. And I was there. My brother shot. It was like Pantera, Soundgarden, a whole bunch of bands, and that was sort of the pinnacle. That one. I don't know if that was the one down by the airport, but it was a lot of fun. Those were great, man.
Yeah, so, I mean, there wasn't too many industry things to go to, so that was like a great thing to rub elbows with everybody.
Yeah, and it was just a party. Everyone. Yeah. Wasn't it by invite? I don't know if it was. I kind of feel like there was the public. I feel like it was the public too, right? It wasn't just industry, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could have probably stayed at the hotel, and I mean, there was definitely like laminates to get into some of the shows, like in the conference room and stuff like that. But all the clubs in the area, had a different band, so you were trying to like scurry from one club to the other to go see this, that, the other band. But that was a couple good years there.
Yeah, there was a couple good years before that all crashed and burned. That was Bob Chaparty's thing, and we've had Bob on the show, and he was a part of that. So the hand plays out. Didn't you a couple years after that? Didn't you end up? I know you playing in Skrew, and you did Shadow of a Doubt on Metal Blade.
Yeah, I wound up staying there and staying with Debbie Abono, who managed a bunch of bands. Yeah, totally. I mean, like, she helped everyone in the Bay Area. Possessed was like her first band she started with, but she did stuff with like Cynic and Obituary, and even Violence and Testament. She just helped everyone. But she was doing the band from Texas, Skrew. Same situation as the Sluts. They're in the studio. Their guitar player splits. They needed another track of guitar, so they sent me the songs they were doing, and then I want to go into El Paso where they were recording, and laid my tracks down and wound up staying in Texas like for 9 months. They had some local shows that were booked or whatever, and I slept on the floor at the singer and guitar player's house, and I stayed there for about 9 months. We went on tour with Creator. We did like 6 weeks with Creator, and then I wound up
in the States.
In the States, yeah. And then I wound up, splitting with them before they went to Europe.
And have you seen your Hardcore Legend trading card? Have you seen that?
No.
You see that? There you go.
Oh, yeah. That must be recent.
Yeah, there's your trading card.
That's from South America.
Is that when you? Is that later? That's Vio-lence.
That's with Vio-lence. Yeah, we were in
Yeah.
Chile.
Right. How do you recognize that? How do you know that that's that show?
Because I bought the shirt from some kid out front who was bootlegging them for 10 shekels, whatever the hell they get down there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I really like the shirt. And
Right.
I bought it from some guy off the street. And I'm like, I'm going to wear that tonight. And I washed it, and it completely fell apart. It just said Vio.
Listen, they don't make them to last. And
No, they were like one and done.
One and done.
One wash and done.
Yeah. And here's the back of your card. So let me see. Fun fact: Bobby joined Overkill when he was 17. Was a member of the band. Yes, cool shit.
Where do you find those?
Josh. Josh says it's brand new. It's not even released yet. Okay.
Oh.
Hey, Josh, you reach out to Bobby so you could get him. You could get it to him. Josh will reach out to you. His thing. Great work, Josh. Absolutely. See, people think you have a great memory, Bobby.
Do they?
You know?
Probably because I answer all the shit in the same interviews.
Yeah, you're right. And Josh, who did the card, also sent this to me. What was the deal with this, Josh? I guess this was sent to him. I guess at the time when you were in the band. Pretty cool. You guys all the whole band signs it, and you send out your tour dates. It's pretty cool.
I remember the little picture was like kind of a little postcard size.
Yeah.
We send them out. I don't know what the other thing is.
It looks like, well, the tour dates are on one side, and it looks like the other side is a shot like that picture of the four of you guys.
Yeah, if that's the back. Yeah, we made them so we'd send them out to stations and whatnot if people wanted shit signed. Yeah, we would just sign it. You know, just take care of fans, I guess.
I like someone said Josh Mosh.
Is that a fucking stamp up in the corner?
Yeah, Buffalo Bill Cody. Yeah. Yeah.
I guess they were a postcard.
Oh, he said I mailed to the band in 1992, and I got that back.
Oh. Maybe it's not my signature then.
It looks like it is, but
I think Blitz mimicked my signature a couple of times.
There you go.
On some shit.
Yeah.
But it was before then, so who knows?
That said, so the hand kind of plays out. Didn't moving along? Didn't you kind of around this time sort of move down to Florida? What instigated the move to Florida? And I know you kind of took a breather from playing music for a minute.
Yeah, after Skrew, I just always wanted to get back to the East Coast, and I had some family that started to move down to Florida, and I just didn't really want to stay in New York anymore. So, I had planned on coming down here as well. I had to get into working the, full-time job.
Yeah.
To get on my feet. I needed to get a place. Got tired of sleeping on couches and floors.
Yeah.
So I kind of took a short break to try and just get myself established down here, and really wasn't looking much into music, making friends at clubs, this, that, and the other. And then the guys in Response Negative, which was the next band that I had joined up with, had asked if I wanted to play. And at that point, they had a whole band together. They had some songs. We wrote more songs, and we wound up playing a lot of local gigs around Florida. But it just didn't take off. Back then there really wasn't much of an internet.
Yeah.
So, we just kind of disbanded after a couple of years.
Makes sense. And then sort of and then Satan's Taint kind of comes up. I can't wait. No, was Vio-lence after that, or what was the timeline there a little bit?
Taint came first. That was probably around 2014. I had all these extra songs that I never did anything with. So I was kind of I got back with the drummer from Response and said, hey, let's why don't we record these songs and try and do something with it? So we started doing that. I was going to grab a bunch of different friends that I knew from down here, like, hey, let's all just collaborate on this.
Yeah.
You know, you sing and the songs are done. You just sing, play bass. And you know, I'll grab all different people whenever we do songs and just kind of help everybody out. So it kind of started off as like just a fun little thing to do, which you know, that's why I didn't care about the name so much.
Right.
And then, you know, we didn't really play many shows, but I kept writing. I just write all the time. So I wound up doing the second album, and I reached out to Destruction Ritual. I reached out to Missy from Megaforce to see if she would put it out. And she agreed, so we did that.
This record, this is a great record. I listened to this a couple times getting ready for the show. I like the way this record sounds. Great record.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a nice studio down here at Power Station. We went in that and did that. And then still just had extra songs, and I'm like, okay, let's put out like an EP just to keep things going, because I had joined Vio-lence, right, and that was a couple years, and then I put the EP out after.
Yeah, and is it sort of like at this point? I'm assuming. I mean, it can be said for a lot of us, but in the studio, at this point, you pretty much feel comfortable at the helm. And not being at the mercy of someone trying to get a guitar sound for you. You're comfortable producing and producing yourself, right?
Yeah, I mean, I had ditched the Marshalls and the ADA stuff, and I got a Mesa Boogie endorsement.
Oh, there you go.
So I went in there with the Mesa Boogies being kind of brand new to me.
Mm-hmm.
May have put a little bit too much gain on it, but I usually do like 4 tracks, so it kind of got a little buzzy on the distortion end of it, but overall, it's like it comes across, and I really, I like the final result from that.
Yeah, I like how that record. I like how that record sounds.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, you mentioned Vio-lence, and a couple of these guys have been on the show. I've known Christian a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was with Biohazard in A&M Studio in Hollywood in '93. I was in the room when Evan lent him his bass to go audition for Fear Factory in 1993.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he was just in the States for like, a minute, and he went and did that audition and got it. And so how did you fall in with these guys?
That picture's behind Reggie's in Chicago. They didn't tell me we were taking 8x10 pictures.
And
it was friggin' freezing, and I just had the T-shirt on.
Oh,
like, you fucking assholes! You didn't tell me we were taking 8x10 shots.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I Perry had contacted me. I went out in January 2020. And he contacted me a few months before that. And he kind of mentioned, hey, we might be getting another guitar player. So, you may want to learn these songs, which I didn't expect anything to happen from it. So I really didn't pay attention to it much. And it finally happened to where like, yeah, we're getting rid of him. So, why don't you come out? So I went out 2020. They had like a couple shows in Japan, New Zealand and Australia, which I had never been to. I was kind of psyched about that.
Yeah.
And I went out there telling them, I said, look, there's this friggin' disease going around that's like killing people. It's really strong. I said, I got a friend from Hollywood, and all the Chinese, the entrepreneurs and the people that invested these movies and stuff are like taking off, and they're saying something's going on. So I went out there and I kind of told them about that. So within the 10 days or so that we were supposed to rehearse, the pandemic went crazy and everything got shut down. We thought we were still going to go. We were working on the passport photos and some other stuff, and everything just went to crap.
Ugh.
So I stayed out there for a little bit, and then I went back home, and then of course COVID went crazy.
Right.
So it was a matter of going back and forth. We had the CD to do. They would fly me out. Then we had the video to do. Still COVID.
This
when
was
that
before
all
the
happening.
this is before the CD, right? The
That
cover.
yeah, we did a cover just to put something out there. So
Yeah.
we snuck into Phil's bar because everything was still shut down. We snuck into his bar and recorded the video in his bar. So I mean, I'm flying back and forth, and there's literally like 12 people on the plane. You know, no one was in the airports, nothing, and I'm going to California.
Sure. I remember during the pandemic, I went down to Florida to visit my dad. I'll never forget it. It was really bizarre. I drove to the airport by myself. I got on the shuttle bus by myself. I went through the airport. There was nobody in security. I was by myself. I went to the gate and the plane, and I got on like basically an empty plane and went down to Florida.
Yeah.
It was wild. And yeah, go ahead.
I had a flight from Miami. There was no one on the road.
Yeah.
Went in the airport. Drove down there, parked, went through, checked in, was putting my shoes back on like within an hour.
Yeah.
I said, it's an hour and a half drive alone. So it was strange.
100%. And then Let the World Burn is the album that you played on.
Yeah.
And of course, Phil's on the record. Phil Demel's on the record too, correct?
Yeah, I think Phil, Sean, and Perry had the songs together because they're out there. So they put it all together, and they picked the 5 songs that wound up going on it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Did you enjoy playing with Phil?
Oh yeah, Phil's great. I mean, I learned a lot of stuff from them, and from him, and picking up the old songs because I didn't really play anybody else's songs back in the day.
Yeah.
Especially that first album, there was a lot of tough stuff on there.
Yeah.
To hear basically, but he was very patient and filled me in on all those songs.
Yeah, he's a real pro. He's a real pro and a really nice fella.
Yeah, really good guitar player, and they'll be down here in a couple of weeks.
Is he down? Is Vio-lence down there, or is Kerry down there?
No, well, Vio-lence is playing 2, I think, before they go on the cruise. But Category 7 is playing in a couple of weeks down here in Pompano.
I see. That makes sense. That said, that's sort of so. Before we take a break and kind of start taking some questions from around the world, where is it right now musically for you? Looking musically present, looking to the future.
I've got songs written. I've got enough for a good 10-song album. Kind of putting Satan's Taint on the shelf. I'm working on Painward, and I've been trying to get a band together for a while now. It's hard to get local people. A lot of people are out of state, which is also very difficult to do. So I'm trying to grab local guys first.
Right.
But as soon as I can get a band together, I can start recording.
That makes sense. Yeah, but I mean, Florida, where you are is pretty vibrant. There's a lot of people, a lot of musicians, but you want to get the right people.
Yeah, plus everyone I've said before is in 5 different bands. Yeah. So to kind of get their full attention, which I kind of need right now. I'm just not getting it. Yeah.
That seems to be the thing now, is like guys are like in like 4 bands, 3 bands,
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm in 2, but I'm in 2, but the guitar player in my other 2 bands is in another 3 bands. So yeah, it's like there's a lot going on. Hey, let me do this real quick. Let me take a quick sponsor break, and we'll come back and we'll take some questions from around the world. Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
I'll see you in a minute. All right. What's up? New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Post your questions. We got Bobby Gustafson on the show. Don't be shy. Let it fly. Go deep. Get weird. Post those questions. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, and we are sponsored by blah, 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 and 126 Hardcore Clothing. They're a streetwear brand for restless individuals who don't compromise. Like you, my friend. They're about being positive, spontaneous, and true to yourself. For years, they experimented with several printing methods and materials and collaborated with a large number of designers and illustrators, always giving room for fresh perspectives while retaining the hardcore attitude. Get in touch with them. Ramp up your game at www.126clothing.com. Last but certainly not least, Joe Rumini and the Texas Silver Rush. They're a jewelry design firm and boutique store located in the birthplace of the Texas country music scene in Fredericksburg, Texas. They specialize in work with musicians in all music genres to design and create unique one-off pieces, as well as to style them for stage, album covers, promo photos, and social media exposure. Their client list includes Rock and Roll Hall of Famers Greg Rowley, Ringo Starr, and of course, Agnostic Front. Information on online sales is being taken at their Facebook and Instagram page, and of course, www.thetexassilverrush.com. Yo, as if you really need me to remind you, please support this show. The show needs your support. There is a Patreon page. It is the best way to support this show. www.patreon.com/Drew Stone. Please come aboard on Patreon and support the show. There's a PayPal address as well there as well. If you feel frisky and want to make a one-time donation, there is also a super chat function. It's question time. If you want to make a little contribution to the show, make a super chat function and ask a question. You go to the front of the line. I want to shout out latest patrons, Clockwork Mike and Momo the Old. Thank you for supporting the show on Patreon. Also, I want to pick up your communication device. Follow us on Instagram at Stone Films NYC. And if you are watching a rerun, not live, but you're watching it on YouTube after the fact, please subscribe. There's a subscribe button right there. Tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. Subscribe button right there. Please subscribe to the Stone Films NYC YouTube channel. And right now, listen, lean over. Please give the show a like, a thumbs up, or a heart so we can get into the evil algorithm. Right? That said, please post your questions for our guest. Go deep, get weird. Let's clear the deck. I think we pretty much covered everything. Post your questions. Let me clear everything. What do we got? Tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. Right. You like that, huh? Come on, Larry the Hunter. I know you got a gear question, Larry. You know? Let's bring Bobby back on and let's do some questions and have some fun. This one I like. I like this one. Can Bob show me his pinball machine? Electromechanical ones are awesome. Are you a collector of pinball machines?
I always wanted one. I loved them when I was growing up. And I looked online. I found the gridiron.
Oh, wow. There's another one next to it. What's up?
Well, I got two in this room because I had to take one out because of the electronic drums.
Ah.
So I had the gridiron first. I got that in Pennsylvania and I brought it down. And that's in like mint condition.
Mm.
The Air Aces I found at a store locally. Something happened on the inside and I was like, I just never stuck my fingers in there to mess with it. And then I had my neighbor, actually, I seen one through his window. I was like, oh shit, you got a pinball machine? And they're like, yeah, you want to buy it? I was like, yeah, $100. So I got like an older one. Those are like 70s. That one's probably like, it's got to be 50s or 40s. I never really researched on it.
What's the older one that you have?
Croquette.
Croquette.
It's just got a woman on it. Croquet? Something.
Yeah. What happens if there's like a problem with the innards of pinball machine? Is there like a doctor that comes and fixes it?
Yeah, there's actually a lot of services that'll come to your house. It's very expensive, but they'll come to your house and they'll fix it on the spot.
Wow.
You know, hopefully they have whatever you need on the truck. But I've never had a problem with the gridiron.
Right.
And I just had something happen with the Air Aces. There was some sort of weight inside that fell.
Right.
And I never bothered with it again. I'm like, I got so much other stuff that's broken I got to fix first.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I always like pinball.
Cool. Let me sort of segue to this. We're going to do a little gear stuff, but I know you're a Dean guy these days, right?
Yeah.
How did that come to be? Are you happy with Dean, and why?
Yeah, a couple years back, I was on vacation, I think, in St. Augustine, and Chris Canella, he's now in Malevolent Creation.
Mm-hmm.
He hit me up, for a friendship. So I friended him on Facebook, and then when I looked, I saw that he worked at Dean. I was like, oh, that's cool. We started to talk, and he's like, oh, do you want to get an endorsement? I was like, hell yes. He's like, well, fucking come by. So I drove the next day. I drove from vacation. Before I came home, I drove from St. Augustine to Tampa, went to the warehouse, got a deal on a handshake. We didn't sign anything or whatever. And that was probably 2018. So I've been with them ever since. He recently just left to be with Creation full time. But the V that you see in that picture, I was there a couple months ago. Actually, the day after Metallica played, I stopped by because it was Tampa, and I said, look, I need something pointy. And he's like, all right. We picked that one out, and boom, that was it.
And there's a couple of them you have, right?
Yeah, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What's this one?
Six.
This one's
Six.
this one's pretty. What's this one?
Oh, that's the Ocean Burst.
That's beautiful.
I remember looking at it.
Oh man.
I remember looking at it, and I mean, I love the color, and I'm just like, hey, is this going to work for Violence? And I really like, well, we usually like black, but I was just like, fuck it, I want it anyway. So I grabbed it, and low battery mode.
Good
It wound up being the best guitar. I mean, the neck is just phenomenal. Yeah, I love it. It's like it's probably my favorite out of all of them.
Is that your go-to?
They gave me the V first. I got the Tobacco V and another Explorer shape. They're X, Z they call it. And then I bought 2 on my own from Facebook.
Is that this one?
Yes.
Yeah,
They gave me that first, and they're like, take some pictures with it so we can put it up on the website. So I got that first.
good looking.
They
make good looking guitars, man.
Yeah. And their necks are great. EMGs, Floyd Rose.
Yeah, Larry the Hunter says, asking, and I think it's you laid it out there. Guitar pickups through the years. What's Bobby's thoughts? Same forever or different stuff? I guess you're an EMG guy now, right?
Yeah, back when we were doing the albums up in Ithaca,
Right.
I guess Anthrax had put them on first, and Alex was like, "You should get these pickups." So I wound up getting EMGs and having them on everything, which I still love. A couple of the Deans have the Fishmans on them now, which, they're good. It's not like they're like miles better than anything else.
Right.
But now I'm even starting to leave some original pickups on just to have different sounds, so everything's not exactly the same. But EMGs are definitely my favorite.
Yeah, that makes sense. There you go.
That's the V.
Right. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, people love Deans, man. I mean,
yeah, I know. I kind of like the shape that Dime had for the longest time, but I'm like, all right, well, that's his. So I didn't really realize they had so much other stuff.
interesting. Larry says, ever tried that Dean textured neck? Pretty weird.
It's kind of like, it's not like slippery like a regular neck. It's kind of like as if you took like some fine steel wool.
Yeah.
And kind got rid of the sheen, which that's the first time I've played one that's come from the factory like that, and I actually like it.
Some people would kind of sand their necks down to get that back in the day anyway, right?
Yeah,
some people like that.
Yeah, the triple. If you use a 000 steel wool, it's the finest out of all of them. The 000. It kind of just takes the grime off of it, and it gives it a nice slick feel. Like right after, you're not taking a lot off, just enough to like not use regular sandpaper. That's a little too much, I think.
Sure. That makes sense. Is this your Dean guy?
Yeah, that's Chris. He's the guitar player in Malevolent Creation now.
Ah, got it.
He's been there for a while.
That makes sense.
But he recently just left, so.
Gotcha. That's that. Let's see. Couple. Post your questions. Now's the time. This one's a little okay. When you use the ADA gear, did you ever have the cabinets that were 2x12 speakers? It was like a split cab, or two of them. It was like a split cab, so two of those made one full half-stack cabinet.
No, I never used 2x12s. I always had the full cabinet, and when I recorded, I used the ADAs on Years of Decay. We basically got a vocal booth, and I put every cabinet I had in the vocal booth. We had them set 3 high, and every angle you could put it in, and just microphones everywhere.
That makes sense. He says, I know that was a weird question, but thanks. Okay. John, hey, Cafone, how you doing, buddy? Does Bobby still own the BC Rich Eagle bass he got from Randy at Class Axe BC Rich many, many years ago?
Yep. I got it in the closet. That's what I used on the albums. I literally just use it for the demo of the songs.
Nice.
That's a great bass. They were supposed to make me the Wrath. I got one, and I wanted another one without a tremolo because I wanted to record with it.
Right.
But they inverted the headstock, and I'm like, well, that's fucking poser. I can't play that. I'm like, make me another one. And I was out of Overkill at that point. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm trying to make demos. Could you lend me a bass? And they gave me that red bass. And then shit happened, this, that, and the other, and never went back, and I kept the bass.
This happens.
Yeah.
Mike LaRoche asks, best club to play in the 80s? Ooh.
Besides Lemoore?
Yeah, besides Lemoore in its heyday.
I remember some standouts. We used to play the Living Room in Providence. Everyone was always excited to go there because the guy's mother used to make food at home and bring it to us.
She made the ziti, right?
Ziti and chicken. Yeah, she'd come with trays of stuff she made at home, and we always looked forward to that. But there was always Bogart's in Cincinnati was always a good club. The Cameo Theater down in Miami.
Here's from my archive here. The Living Room in Providence, Rhode Island.
Yeah, with the bubble.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Randy was the owner. Oh, you remember that? Yeah. Yep. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, there was nothing else around there, so every band went through there.
What was the other one in Detroit? That place was gnarly.
Harpo's.
Oof.
Yeah, that one was. Yeah, that was a really high stage.
Yeah,
and
that was a rough and tumble place, man.
Yeah, we always did. You know what? It's all the places where you kind of did good at that. You always kind of remember.
Sure.
Like First Avenue and
that's right. Minneapolis,
Minnesota.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think here's one that kind of harkens back to those days. This is a Bill O'Leary shot. I guess you guys living it up back in the day on tour. Overkill.
Yeah,
87. You know,
I seen him post that. Yeah, that was the RV, I think.
Yeah,
we were in. I don't know any of the other people.
Yeah,
some random girls.
Yeah, well, that's life on life on the road back then,
Pretty much all random.
Yeah. Let me see. Let's see what else we got. Oh, good one, Michael LaRoche. What's your guilty pleasure for music?
Guilty pleasure.
Is there like something like I love The Cure or some weird shit like that? I fucking love Oasis.
I don't listen to much.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, I used to listen to Debbie Gibson. She was on Atlantic. She was on Atlantic, and her girl was dating newer, so I had like a sign by 10.
I didn't see that coming. Holy shit.
No, that goes way back.
Yeah. Is that right? Is that right, Lori? Long Island girl?
Yeah, Debbie Gibson.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now it's Deborah.
Deborah. Only in my dreams.
Didn't she? Wait, isn't she the one who did her first video in the mall? It was like.
No, that's Tiffany. We're anti-Tiffany. Come on, man.
I was Tiffany. I think we're alone now.
She's like the first Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. The girl can still sing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Taylor Dane.
Oh yeah.
I love Taylor Dane.
Yeah, she went to I think she went to Nassau Community College a couple of years before me. Yeah.
Nice.
Juan Lagos asks, Eye for an Eye, how was the experience working with Tom Hunting from Exodus?
Tom was great, man. He gave him a riff, and he knew exactly what to put to it. We wound up recording a lot of stuff in his living room, and believe it or not, the guy's a great singer.
Wow.
I mean, they should utilize that guy's singing talent a little bit more.
Yeah,
because he sang on that second demo. That's all him.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's Tom singing.
Wow. Huh. You live and you learn. Let's see. Hey, what pedals are you using live, Bobby? If you're comfortable talking about that,
it's no problem because I don't use pedals. I hate them.
Yeah.
It's like I always tell people I'm here to play, not to tap dance.
Yeah.
I don't use that. The only rack equipment I have is like a BBE, which I've always had, and like I got an EQ I got years ago. But I get what I want out of the Mesa Boogie, the triple rectifier. So, I mean, unless there's a part that calls for like some sort of space noise or whatever, I could give a crap. I don't even use a Crybaby. It just gets overused.
I forgot who it was. They said, "How do you get your sound?" And he's like, "Right here. This is how I get my sound. My fingers. My fingers. That's where my sound comes from."
Yeah, it's true. The way you play it.
Yeah. Yep. Lori, what's your guilty pleasure in music?
I don't feel guilty about anything. I will listen to anything from Black Sabbath to Barry Manilow. I don't care. I don't feel guilty.
People ask me like, "What are you listening to?" And my response is, "Whoever's on the show next."
Yeah,
that's what that's my homework. That's what I'm listening to. I saw a good one. Wait. Oh, this is a good question, Anthony. Would Bobby be willing to join an established band again if the opportunity arose? That's a good question.
I know Anthony.
Yeah.
He's giving me a trick question.
Oh, is he? Oh, because he's at. Sorry. I
accused him a couple of days ago about being in my attic because some brochure for wine came to my house with his name on it.
Right.
I was like, "Are you living here and I don't know about it?"
Those things.
If something big enough came that it was gonna pay the bills and you're not struggling,
right?
Yeah, of course I would.
Yeah.
But then again, everyone is kind of struggling now because nobody buys music, so you got to stay on the road and sell shirts.
Yeah.
Exactly, and there's a lot of weird shit going on now with bands and sort of power plays of guys trying to push out other guys because, there's not enough room on the boat for everybody to earn a living. It's a lot of that weird shit going on now.
Yeah, it's been pretty screwed up for a number of years now.
Yeah, kind of crazy. That said, this is a good one. Any early, of course, any Slayer early tour stories? Did Overkill play with them when Tony Scaglione was on drums with them?
I don't think we played with Tony, not while I was in the band. But Slayer, you can't get a lot of stories out of them because they really kept to themselves.
They always have.
They did not every once in a while you might get a Tom or a little something from Jeff, but they really just stayed on the bus. Whatever we were doing, they didn't fraternize with anyone. They didn't want to really make friends with anyone. So you really didn't have much. They weren't mean or bad people or whatever, but they just they weren't into it. They weren't super friendly guys.
People think like when you're on tour, it's like you're all together night and day, and you're and a lot of times you're on tours and you don't even interact with the other people. I mean, that's how it is. That's people think like, oh, you're on tour, it's like it's a love fest. There's sometimes bands don't even fucking interact with the other bands the whole tour.
Especially if you're playing every night, there's not a lot of downtime, and there's always a lot of traveling. So you're either exhausted or they're doing their sound check and they're done. Then you got to go and do your sound check. And then, you're playing, you might have a little something here or there, passing each other in the dressing room area.
Sure.
But we hung out a little bit here and there, but, not super awesome stories that, you want to really tell anyone about.
Remember the time we conquered Valhalla? Like now. Yeah.
We didn't do it.
What was it? Was there anybody from let's just say that first era, when you were in Overkill, were there any bands that you were particularly close with that you felt were like a brother band?
I always was the one who reached out to all the other bands. I was at L'Amour's all the time, like every weekend.
Right.
Down to 10% battery. I might have to grab my cord.
Hey, we'll wrap it up quick.
Yeah, all the local bands, anyone that we had played with, Typo Negative and Carnivore, those type of guys, Biohazard, all the local bands, but, friends with the guys in Metallica, friends with the guys in Exodus. Whoever was coming through town. I wound up afterwards becoming friendly with the Pantera guys. So it was like whoever was coming through or whoever we would see on tour. I went out of my way to be friends.
Here's a flyer. Carnivore demand you attend special guests of Overkill.
Yeah. They used to open for us at L'Amour back in the day.
Yeah.
You could always see Pete because he was taller than everybody.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, they were a L'Amour band for.
Yeah, I would. If it was too crowded there and I wanted to go to the back bar, I would go, Pete, take me to the bar, and I'd jump on his back, and he would carry me through L'Amour's and bring me to the back bar.
He was a character. Last question. I know it's kind of been done to death. But we know about the Metallica audition. But didn't Megadeth want Bobby for the So Far So Good record?
Yeah, that was the Peace Sells tour that we did when that whole thing went down in Philadelphia.
Mm.
And Dave was just getting fed up with Chris and Gar.
Right.
Middle of the tour, big blowout at the Trocadero.
Ooh.
And he had asked me backstage to join, but those guys were like pretty much a mess at that point in their career, and Taking Over had just come out, and I'm like, I kind of really like the new album. I think we're going to do good off of it. And just watching the chaos of them on tour, I'm just like, I will not be in this band very long if I say yes.
Yeah.
So I kind of like backed out of that. And then at the end of that tour is when Rat quit and wound up having to find somebody else anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just a kind of a weird time.
I know you're here and you're watching this shit show go down. Once we throw these guys out, would you like to come on board?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You know what? Maybe I'm going to stay with this shit show right here.
Yeah, I mean, I would have did the one album probably, and that would have been it. So I would have never did Under the Influence or Years of Decay.
Right.
So I feel like I made the right decision.
Absolutely. Hey, East Coast time. Let's go get something to eat. Bobby, thank you so much for coming on. It was great. Is there anybody you want to thank? Is there anybody you want to shout out?
Just you guys for putting up with me 2 hours. That's more than most people.
It was great, man. I really enjoyed it, Bobby. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. I hope to run into you soon.
Yeah, I'll keep in touch, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good.
Have a good night, buddy.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah, that was really great.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Fantastic show. And thanks everybody for watching. That was a great show.
Yeah.
Great guest, great show, and that's what we do here. We do great guests and great shows.
Yeah.
So that was he was great. And you got to kind of relive, a
little bit of my Sundance days there, thinking about it.
And we didn't talk about, and now since he's off, he's off.
He's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone now. His phone is dead.
His phone's dead, yes, you know. So what we didn't talk about was apparently when Lori Dawn was a troublemaking young teen, somehow that her and her little somehow
one of my friends got a hold of his phone number, and I must have been like 14, 15, maybe, young, stupid, and we used to just call the house and some guy would answer the phone and we would hang up. Like, I don't know if it was him. I don't know if it was his cop father. Like, I don't know. We would just giggle and be like, hee, and hang up. And it was like,
but wait a second, just so I understand how this would work.
I don't even know.
You would just call just to hear his voice and hang up?
Yeah. Lori the stalker. And that wasn't. Thing is, listen, it was the 80s. That wasn't stalking back then, okay?
Yeah, that was beforehand. Stalking didn't exist yet.
No,
so,
stalking didn't exist. It didn't exist when you were driving past people's houses to see if they were home. That didn't exist.
Yeah, you were. So is this something, let me ask, is this something that was unique and particular to poor Bobby Gustafson, or is this something like when you got, what was your friend's name?
I'm going to hide her. I'm gonna hide her.
Well, give like, let's
I'm not even gonna know.
All right, let's Susie. All right, so Susie. So is this when you and Susie got together? Was it unique to Bobby, or was there like a list of other like rock long-haired?
He was the number that she had. So it was like, let's call.
And
and say absolutely nothing. Oh, look at this. I got Lori the stalker, oh my gosh. Terrible. Just ruined my reputation.
Yeah, these guys, you were just tormenting, like, let's call them up and
yeah.
All right. Listen,
hang up. That was before, like, the Star 69 ruins all the fun.
Let me call and hang up. Click.
Why not?
Look, I got Bobby Gustafson's number. You little girls were evil.
Let's call it. Yeah.
We love you, Lori. All right.
Oh, thank you.
What happened to Paulie? Sadly, Paulie Porkchops passed away. And I just heard about it out of left field. I didn't know he was ill. I didn't know what was going on. But yeah, Paulie was a big part of this show. He passed away. It's been a little while now. It's been a couple of months.
Yeah,
So
and
very, very sad.
too. Every time, like, you know, one of these bands come on that I know played Sundance, and I mention it, and then he's like, you know, either the two of us would mention it, you know, because he was always there. So
Sure.
yeah, I miss him. Shout out to Paulie Pork Chops.
Shout out to Paulie Pork Chops. Absolutely. All right. Well, there you go. For those wondering, I'm actually going down to Florida tomorrow for a couple days to see the one, the only Arnie Stone. Spend some time with him and Rochelle, and work on my book. And we will be back 1 week from today with Ray Lego. And then a couple days after that is Mike Dean. So there's lots coming up. My dad how's my dad? My dad's okay. He's probably watching right now. Of course, he's a big fan of the band Turnstile now. I was going to bring him on to talk to him about Turnstile. He loves Turnstile. And he's okay. We're going to go spend some time with him. He knows he's loved. He knows he's a beloved figure on the show.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very cool.
Yeah, I think Turnstile just played here in Boston last night.
Larry went. I saw and Nancy Burrill and them fucking looked friggin' awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, from Bobby just sent me a message.
Oh no.
Hold on. Oh. Hold on. This is it. You ready for? I'm putting it. Hold on. Bobby's message. Great questions. Great time. Thanks so much. And good news, I didn't burn my Sunday sauce. Dodged a bullet.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Don't worry, though. Don't worry, everybody. John Bush is coming up.
That's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. Yeah.
John Bush. Lori hooked up John Bush to come on the show.
You're awful. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yes, I was wondering why we haven't seen Paulie with him, a big Overkill. I know he would have loved it, man.
He would have. Yeah.
You know, we've been at this now for years, 5 years or whatever, and it's incredible how many people have passed on that were like there in the beginning for the show. Guests it's like a lot of people. A lot of people have passed. Eddie Sutton, you know, a lot. What's his name? Johnny Z. These are all guests on the show. What's his name? Grateful Dead tour manager. You know, a lot of people.
It's like really, you know, you can't sweat the small stuff in life. You know, you got to really appreciate each other and, you know, just enjoy every day. You know, just try to. Yeah.
I'm all about it.
It's too precious.
Yeah.
Too precious.
Drew, you kept a lot of us sane and connected through COVID, brother. Yes. Yeah, I know. And listen, and vice versa. All of us, you know, my life took an incredible turn when the show started. It sort of went, woo.
Yeah.
And I love doing this show and I love connecting with everyone. And so Michael Gibbons, rest in peace. You know, Leeway guitar player Michael Gibbons, who was a guest on the show. Yep. Chris from the North Shore of Massachusetts. His name escapes me right now. Rest in peace. Not sure who Chico's talking about. Chris from who? Larry, do you know? That's said. All right. Well, there you go.
Another great one.
Hey, this show loves you, Salim Oniez. Anybody you want to thank? Anybody you want to shout out?
So you know what? I'd like to shout out Paulie Pork Chops wherever he is in the universe.
Aw.
You know, and just shout out everybody who watches the show and just makes the chat room fun. every week, every Sunday, every Wednesday. You know, it's just a lot of fun coming on here. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. I will talk to you soon.
Okay. Cheers, everyone.
Good night. All right. Thus, so ends our night. So ends this episode, number 395 of the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. I hope you enjoyed it at least half as much as I enjoyed doing it. Yes. I want to shout out Lori the Stalker. Fucking funny. Funny show. Great show. Good to see everybody. Good to see you, Larry the Hunter and Michael LaRoche and Josh and Paul Stone over there and everybody. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Until next time, do good things and good things will come to you.
Conditioned by indoctrination, conditioned by society. You're a victim of the digital age, a 21st century casualty. Open your eyes, you're losing control.